Hi everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name's Nastazsa. If you're new here, I'd love it if you would subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Also, don't forget to follow me over on Instagram and TikTok if you haven't done so as well. For today's video, I am super excited because for the first time ever, I actually hired 2 different designers to design my bedroom. I thought that this would be so fun to do, just to kind of get other perspectives and ideas on how they would design my bedroom. You guys know I recently bought a home and I've just kind of been going crazy with like designing each room, and I'm feeling like kind of overwhelmed because it's kind of a lot to do all at once. So I was super excited when Fiverr reached out to me to sponsor a video and allow me to hire some designers to help me out. So if you guys don't know what Fiverr is, it's like an online website where you can go and you can actually hire freelance workers for different projects and things that you might need. For me, I hired 2 different interior designers to design my room, but you can go in there, you can get web design, you can, if you write a book and you want someone to create a book cover, you can get graphic design. And what I think is more important is there is such a good range of pricing and it's actually super affordable. Like when I tell you the price I paid to have my room designed, I don't think you are going to believe it because it's such a good deal. So I will have Fiverr linked down below. Definitely check them out. But without further ado, we can just jump right into it. All right, I have my laptop here because I want to refer to everything. So I tell you guys just kind of like the whole process and everything. So to start off, I will show you guys what my room currently looks like. It's very just like plain, and I brought over a few things from my old room, but I knew that buying a home, I definitely wanted to design it a lot differently, and this is kind of like a forever space to decorate as opposed to, I'm usually decorating spaces that I know are going to be quite temporary. So I brought over a few things that I like absolutely love, like my nightstands, my bed, and then the one thing that I did have is this rug. So pretty basic, just like your standard pieces. It definitely needs some like work to it, but like I said, I didn't want to rush my room. So started off with this first designer. Her name is Tanya, and this room design actually came in at $60. So that's what I'm talking about. You can get a really affordable room render and design on here. So to start off, she just asked, you know, for the floor plan and everything, if I could provide measurements too. They asked for like very detailed measurements, which I think is great because they're actually going to be designing the room based upon your measurements, not just the photos. So you know that everything they're providing or suggesting that you put in the room will fit. So it's pretty simple, easy like process with her. I gave her all the dimensions. She kind of like sketched out like a little sketch of rendering of like the different measurements, and then she sent it back to me to make sure that everything looked right for approval. I also had sent in like a light that I had added after the fact of sending her the photos. So I was like, hey, can you make sure to include this? Because that's another cool thing. They can work with the furniture that you already have. Like if you don't have a blank slate and you want to incorporate those things, I know for myself, I really wanted to. So it was a good option to go with these designers that could help with that. The first delivery that she gave me, we will just go over that now. So she gave me like the little 360 floor plan, which was amazing. And she originally designed the bedroom, you can see like this with the wood slats. Now I loved this design so much, but in my personal opinion, I knew myself and I was like, I am going to get over the wood slats on the wall very quickly. I also don't know if I'm in the point yet where I want to commit to something like that on the wall long term that I know could potentially damage the wall to the point where it needed like a repaint, or you know, you could nail it in, but then you have to patch all those holes. And my room did have like fresh, brand new coat of paint. But let's go over to the rest of the room and how she designed it. So for my fireplace, she also included the wood slats as well as the TV. And then she included the bookshelf and kind of made this portion of my room like a little seating area. Love this concept and idea. I definitely was just thinking ahead. The wiring for the TV may not work out for me because it is concrete right there and there is no plug. So I haven't fully committed to putting a TV there, but I do like the idea of having a TV there, making it like a little seating area. As you can see here, this is like the other little side of the room that she designed there, which I thought was super great. That was like the first little design. I loved it, but it wasn't like 100% exactly what I was looking for, but that's the great thing about this. You are also able to get revisions. So I just messaged her back. I was like, hey, this is a great start. I think it's amazing, but as I mentioned, I like a more simplistic, minimalistic style. And I think like she did a lot of like patterns with the rugs, and I would prefer something like more solid toned. I do like patterns in rugs, but I like when the rug is like the same color way with the pattern. I don't really like colorful patterns. Okay, so for the revision, as you can see, it still includes the 360 view. And then in terms of like the bed area, to me, this turned out perfect. It's a little bit more my style and kind of more the direction that I wanted to go. I love the different heights of the plants. I love the wood bench. And then funny enough, those are the exact Roman shades that I ordered already. They're just a little bit darker. They are being custom made, so I can't wait for those to come in, but it's interesting that she had the same idea as I did for that specific space. And then here you can see she's removed the wood slats and kind of gone with a more minimalistic, simplistic style like bookshelf. I like the other one. It was very West Elm, but I think this is a lot better. And then the seating area is a little bit more like muted and calm. This is definitely the direction that I think I would go for my bedroom. I think that this turned out so great. She was such a pleasure to work with. Tanya did an amazing job. It definitely gave me some ideas to put in the back of my head, and I love some of her ideas. I think that they were awesome, and it's cool to work with a designer. I didn't know that it would be like such an easy process on here, and again, the price point of $60 is like unbeatable. So I did go ahead and work with a second designer, so we're gonna see what he came up with for the same room. Okay, so just as a refresher, I kind of wanted to share with you guys what the room looked like again. Again, very simple and plain. I don't have much in here yet. I'm kind of just like working to see with what I want. So it's the same room. I send over the same pictures and everything to the secondary designer. And this cost was, let me find it for you because I did an add-on with this one, so I wanna make sure that I tell you guys the proper price point, because I think his rendering was $100, and then I added on a $50 like 3D room pano because I just wanted to see what that would look like. So this designer, as I mentioned, was $100. So I sent over everything to Adil, and this was what he came up with for delivery number 1. So as you can see, very simple, very minimalistic. We do have a pattern rug again, which I like this one because the colors are a little bit more muted. I also love the fact that he did something very different where he used one lamp on one nightstand and not on the other. I'm kind of getting over the look of like the dual nightstands. It's just like not my style. So to see how he like combined this, and then it seems like he has a little bit of a metallic accent to tie in with the metallic light fixture that I chose. So I really like this. To me, it's very like calming and cooling. And again, also had the idea of the Roman shade, which I thought was super cool. So this is just a secondary look of the room, and as you can see, that's just kind of what he came up with. I do like the idea of the little like crown molding framing on the walls here. It gives the walls something, but it's not too overpowering like the wood slats that we saw in the first design. So I definitely fell in love with this style so much. But I did request a revision again with this one as well, because I was like, this looks great, but I definitely wanted to have something above my fireplace. So the revision that he sent me is right here. He added like a lamp and some outlets to plug that lamp in, but I don't think he understood that what was next to it, what I already had, is like a floor lamp. So it's kind of like a lamp on lamp. So don't really necessarily need to have a lamp above the fireplace when there's already one to the side of it. That linear one is like my favorite, and I'll definitely be hanging on to it. Also, like I mentioned, that is a brick fireplace, so I'm not too sure how easy it would be to add electrical outlets. So I just went back to him again and I was like, hey, I should have been more specific. I think I was thinking a mirror above the fireplace of some kind. So he went in, did that revision for me, and as you can see here, he put in a silver mirror above it, and I just wanted to see if a mirror looked good. I already had one in my cart in mind, so this kind of gave me the idea that a mirror would look good, and I opted for one with just like a different metallic finish. I didn't like necessarily love the silver on silver, but it wasn't anything that needed to be corrected. And then in terms of the, I just need to pull it up here on my computer, he also did like a 360 rendering for me of the room, which I thought was super cool because it actually included things that he didn't show me initially in the $100 design, so I definitely feel like the extra $50 add-on was worth it. So he went ahead and was so nice and like showed me this, because I couldn't get the particular program that he used to work because we are in like different countries, and that's another cool thing about Fiverr. Like sometimes people aren't even in the same country as you, so he's doing like the whole 360 pano. And again, as I mentioned, when he pans over here to the left, he did this really cool like shelf with a mirror behind it with 2 sconces and a stool. I had never seen that in the original design. And then he has this really beautiful like bookshelf to the right of the fireplace with a real life like living beautiful plant in the corner. And then the little seating area that he created, as well as he has this little side table like next to the seating area. Again, I feel like this $50 was so worth the extra cost because I saw so much more with this than I saw in the original renders that he created. I would have to say that my overall experience hiring 2 Fiverr designers was incredible. I will definitely be using Fiverr a lot more because I didn't know that you could just find services like this so affordably. Like even if I'm just feeling a little bit overwhelmed and stressed out, I feel like paying someone $60 to design a whole room and come up with like the whole rendering is so affordable, and definitely is something that I will be doing again. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. I also cannot wait for everything to come in for my room so I can finally do the bedroom reveal, so you can see all of the ideas that I took from these designers and incorporated into the space. Unfortunately, things are taking a lot longer to get here. There's been a ton of shipping delays recently. So once all that stuff comes in, I will definitely do a room tour for you guys. So make sure you're subscribed to this channel so you can check that out when I upload it. Again, I wanted to say a huge thank you to Fiverr for sponsoring this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video.